to Hattie's Hierophant. I am your tarot reader, and I sure did miss you last month, and forgive me for not giving you a reading. So what I've decided to do is pull a few extra cards and really do a deep dive this month. And just so you know, your girl's good. I feel good. I think I just needed some rest, like we all do, right? Listen, let's go ahead and start your reading for October and beyond. I always ask for a little bit extra for us from Spirit. So I pulled from my chakra deck, and I love this idea that we have something to kind of focus on during those challenging times for October. And the chakra that I pulled for you that we want to focus on for October is the family chakra. This also represents your base chakra, which is right like at the tail end of your body, and just resonate that beautiful color red there. And the base chakra represents all of those things that give us stability, right? And what gives us stability is home, money, finances, your primal instincts, your health. Okay, so these are the things that you want to focus on for October, Gemini, your base chakra, the color red, resonate your energy there. And I'm going to resonate with you for this reading with that, okay? Also, I pulled some cards from my ancestry deck, and that deck is so delicious. I mean, I really feel the ancestral like energy and healing that come from that deck, but I'm going to round it off with that deck. And we're going to start with the Rider Waite, you know, that's my ride or die. And the center of your reading is that of the Empress. And boy, do I love this energy for you. Gemini, I've said this before, you are one of the luckier zodiacs in the deck, especially when it comes to abundance. You're lucky in the sense of if you do a scratch off, you're more likely to win something from it, or if you enter in some sort of contest, you're more likely to win from it if it involves luck. So this is more than just luck. This is not just winning a couple of bucks here and there. This is that overall abundance that creates that stability that Spirit is asking us to resonate. And I feel like if you continue to resonate in that base chakra, and you continue to resonate as far as abundance and prosperity and beauty and love, because that's what Venus represents, all those delicious feelings of just feeling full emotionally, I'm getting from this energy as well. And I love that that's the center of your reading. So I feel like, Gemini, I'm getting that we want to really focus on love in all aspects. That's where you want to go back to. That's what's really going to help you heal that base chakra, and to also attract love and abundance. It's almost like you have to resonate it and give it too. Now, let's go on to your moon energy. This is where our emotions are. This is where we have conversations with Spirit as well. And I have that of the Five of Swords with the Judgment energy, along with the Six of Swords. So with you being an air sign yourself, my dear Gemini, I'm getting a lot of air energy there, and basically what that means, and with it being in your moon energy too, we are doing a lot of mental thinking. We're doing a lot of I'm hearing a lot of mental activity. So what I'm getting from this Judgment, and typically when I get this energy, it's such this, it's kind of like that overdue of judgment, right? It's kind of that judgment that comes from, you know, things that were not morally correct, and they needed to be morally correct in spirit for them to show up here in the 3D. And I feel like typically this comes from a lot of suffering, whether it's suffering from the individual, perhaps it's you, or perhaps it's your community, perhaps it's your people. You know what I mean? By the time you get this judgment, by the time you get this comeuppance, some people had to suffer along the way if it wasn't yourself. And what I love about this, right? And I feel that's exactly what it was, because there was this fight that had to be had, right? And by the time you reach this sort of judgment, because some people had to fall or some people had to suffer in order for you to get this judgment, the win doesn't almost feel like a win. It's almost like, I couldn't bring my people with me to see this in 3D, perhaps in spirit, but I couldn't bring them in the physical. And I see that now that you've had to make this journey on your own. And Gemini, I don't know if we also had, I'm feeling like you're just getting a lot of ancestral help. And you're getting a lot of help from beyond. So I don't know if we've had someone that passed recently, or someone, I feel like there's someone who's kind of a loved one, your person, your people. I feel like there's some energy here that's, you know what, and I gotta tell it like it is, Gemini. I'm just feeling that energy of someone's gonna pass soon. And I just feel that energy like they're hanging on for you, right? So if that is for one of you, Gemini, I feel like they are really, it's almost like they know that they're passing, and they're having conversations with your ancestors, and you have many. Wow, you have like this backing that you cannot believe. I'm getting chills. And they're like having conversations on your behalf. They're like, before I go, I just want to make sure. So if you're getting messages, if you know someone who's in the middle of passing, perhaps they're really ill, or perhaps it's becoming their time, and they're saying these things to you, and it kind of doesn't make sense. Take note, Gemini. They're actually getting messages from spirit to give to you, and they're doing this intentionally. They're trying to stay here and there at the same time to kind of assist you beyond. And it's almost like they feel. Tell them that, you know what, even if they do pass, even if they do go to spirit, they can still communicate with you. It's almost like they're holding on because they feel like that, no, if I pass, it's going to be more difficult for me to give them these messages. So I want to stay here as long as possible, get these messages to get to them. Let them know that they can still communicate with you either way, okay? And some of you are also going to be moving. So it's not that particular message was for someone specifically, or for a few of us specifically, but for more of a collective of Gemini. I feel like that some of us are going to be moving. And some of us, it's going to just be a slight kind of thing. Either you're going to move to a different location within your area, right? Or you're actually going to be moving to a whole different location altogether. Whatever the case, it's good and better, okay, and more suitable for you. Okay, so now we're going to go on to your sun messages. This is your ego, my darling. This is where you are seen. And what I have is the Hanged Man, the Hermit, two major arcanas, and then the Five of Wands. So obviously, in order for us to have gotten this judgment, right? Because I can see there's a comeuppance of some sort, and it was through some battles, and battles. No one wins in a battle. No one wins in a battle. Someone might wave the flag of victory, but we still go home a different person. And I feel like, Gemini, that somehow you're a different person because of these battles. And it looks like we had to do some self-reflection for us to have the Hanged Man and the Hermit, right? Perhaps September was a little rough for you too. Perhaps in September we had to do a little bit of self-reflection, and we had to do a little bit of crown chakra healing. And I mean to the point of where you had to think about where you are right now. How did I get here? How did we get here? I feel such this collective of energy to where it's just not you as an individual, Gemini, but it's you and your people. I just keep getting that. Me and my people, me and my person. It involves you and someone else. I just don't feel an individual energy. I feel like an energy of us, right? And with this Five of Wands, there's obviously been some sort of friction there, some sort of competition, some sort of like, I feel like it's just unnecessary tomfoolery. It's just been like unnecessary tomfoolery. And you know what? And I just keep hearing, like I keep hearing this from your point of view. I keep hearing like, can you not see it? Can you not see what's going on? It's almost like it's so obvious. It's so obvious that for you not to see it, you have to be acting like you don't see it, right? You have to be putting up like this game of like, yeah, I don't see a thing. I don't see that big elephant in the room. No, I don't. You're making this up. And that's how I feel what's been going on with you, Gemini. Like everything has been so apparent. It's been so real. It's been so in your face to where you're looking around like, are they kidding me? And that's how come I feel this. It's almost been like so hard and difficult for you to not say anything. It's like you didn't have a choice, right? And I almost feel like, Gemini, that when you did finally like, I feel like that you weren't even like saying anything. You were almost kind of testing the waters of, are they really trying to play dumb, right? You just tried to test the waters and it just started annoying you. It's like, I know you see this and you know this isn't right. Well, honey, the good news is, Gemini, is with that judgment in your moon energy, that means Spirit is working on it. Spirit is working on this battle for you. Okay, your immediate present. I also have the Five of Pentacles, right? Really goes back to that crown chakra, and that's all about that security. And this is all about security, and I love that it's flanking your Empress card. So at the end of the day, right, I just want you to feel, Gemini, that your big picture is going to be a win. It's going to be abundance, and it's going to be growth and prosperity, right? And then here, this is really going back to that security and hanging on to what you have. And I also feel like, Gemini, that I want us for the month of October, really just watch your finances, not so much to the point where you're this like big spender. And I know I just said you're the luckiest, when it comes to the zodiacs, and you are, but I feel like you just need to hold on to your money. I don't know why. It's not been revealed to me, but that's the message I'm getting. Just hold on to your money for the month of October. Yep, I'm just hearing October. I asked them for November. They said, no, October. Gemini needs to hold on to their money for October. And then I also, in your immediate present, have the Three of Swords. The energy that I'm getting here is not necessarily one of, okay. So we talked about that someone may be passing, right? And that is a physical activity. And the reason I say physical, because, threes is a physical energy, is a physical movement. So for some of us, and you know whom you are, if you have a situation like that, right? So that is in our immediate present there. And this is not doom and gloom, Gemini, right? If you are listening to this channel, that means you are a spiritual being, right? If you are listening to tarot reading, that means there's something beyond the living, that it's something beautiful and magnificent. So I don't want you to worry or fret, okay? And I'm also getting with that Three of Swords, is that disappointment that you're getting from this and from this. That disappointment that you don't see the elephant in the room. And I feel like that people whom you thought were on your side, people whom you thought were on that same frequency, you're starting to realize like, we are not on the same frequency, right? We don't have the same thought process. If you haven't noticed, Gemini, Spirit has created this atmosphere for the collective of, you must choose a side. Do you choose the side of, prosperity and growth and love and guidance? Or do you choose the side of deceit, camouflage, right? It's no longer a gray area. Spirit is kind of like, you choose a left, you choose a right. You choose, I don't want to say a wrong and a right, because in my opinion, there really is no such thing, but there is a such thing of consequences. So choose wisely, right? So I feel like that the consequences of these people who act like they don't see this thing that's happening, right? You don't want to be a part of it. And what's breaking your heart is because these were your people. That was your person. And you're like, man, the consequences that are going to come for you, I don't want for you. choose this side. It's a loving side. It's a side for everyone. It's not an individual side. And as a collective, there's still abundance. There's still enough. And you've been trying to convince them of that. That if you choose this side, it doesn't mean that there is nothing for you. It means there's more. And I feel like you've been trying to explain that, and they just don't get it. Yeah, and you're breaking away. You're breaking away from that relationship. You're breaking away from being involved. And it's breaking your heart. Because you literally have to take that part of the love you have for them away. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. You know what? Before we move on, I just want to show you the one of the ancestral cards that I pulled for you, and that was one of the guardian angel. And Spirit asked me to show this to you now. Spirit's like they need it. They need to see this. They need to know that they are being spiritually led, and that they do have a guardian angel, right? And for some of you, you're actually going to see this feather, and either you're going to see it after this reading, or you've already been seeing white feathers like out of the blue. It's like you're in the grocery store, you're in your Smith's or the Publix, right? These are American grocery stores, and you're like, okay, what is this white feather doing in the produce section? That's Spirit letting you know that your guardian angel is there, right? And that you do have a guardian angel. Some of you, like I just said, you have a guardian angel right now in the living who's teetering in between, and they're trying so desperately to give you these messages. So listen to those messages. Okay, so now we are going to expand on your moon energy, my darling Gemini. You've had a lot on your mind recently. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you have it. There you have it. Gem. All right. So let's talk it out. So you had the Five of Swords, and I expanded on that Five of Swords, right? And it's talking about that battle, right? And with that battle, like we just said, with that Three of Swords, we're breaking away from certain people. We're breaking away from certain groups. We're breaking away from those people who are no longer on our frequency. And that's what that Two of Wands is about. You see how he has the world in his hand, right? This is how you see your world, how you see the rest of your life, how you see your path, and you're choosing to go that way. The twos are typically all about making decisions, right? This particular energy is, I've made that decision. This isn't one of making one. This is one of, not only have I made the decision, but this is Spirit telling me I'm on my way on that journey. And you see those mountains in the background, that's a spiritual journey, and those houses on his way, right? That's the stability that you're going for. And guess what the outcome is going to be, baby? What? You knew this was coming though, Jim. You knew it was coming. You have the Nine of Cups. This is such a wish fulfillment card, but it's one of manifestation. All these things that you've been thinking about, you've been manifesting, because I can obviously see that you have really been in your mind, and you've really been working at visualizing your future and what that looks like and what it means and what it feels like. And that manifestation is happening in spirit. And we're going to see how it's going to unfold in your ego. See if we're going to see it sooner than later, but I can certainly see that spirit is working for you. When I expand on that Six of Swords, I have that of the Star. We already talked about wish fulfillment, right? This is that guiding star, that North Star. It's a directional spirit. It's a directional feeling, right? And I love that this is your moon energy. Whatever you're envisioning, Gemini, whatever you see your future looking like, keep at it. And it's really, it's like you're putting in a little dash of hope, right? But it's like you no longer need to hope. It is. I am, right? And with this Knight of Swords that's coupled with that, we are pushing this forward. So all your manifestations, they are touching ground in spirit, right? It is being landed in spirit. Know that. It's not just this thought or this manifestation or these pictures, these hopes and dreams that you're thinking about, your future that you're thinking about, and they're landing in this empty space of just like nothing. No, 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 no. It is landing in spirit. And spirit's like, oh, yeah, we got it. We got it. Whoop, got that one too, Jim. Whoop, got it. And they are creating like this map for you. And then I expand on the Judgment card. And we have that of the Nine of Pentacles. Jim, I know you feel this. I know you feel it, and you deserve it. This is such an independent energy. I feel like that this journey that you're going on of breaking away from those energies and frequencies that aren't the same as yours, you know, and this authenticity, it's so you. Right? It's so authentic and it feels so good. You see, she's not lonely, right? So I don't want you to feel that way. That was very important. Thank you. That's what we've been leading up to, right? It's not one of feeling alone or lonely. Sometimes your best company is you. And I feel like that's where you need to be. Yep. Because we have that with the Hermit, and we have that with the Hangman and the Four of Pentacles, right? This is a journey that is specifically for you. And once you go on this journey and you start to resonate in the frequency that you want, you start to visualize the future that you want and the life that you want, that's what's going to make you a better collaborator. It's going to make you a better partner. It's going to make you better at relationships and picking up on those frequencies that match yours. Do you want to know how I know? Because Spirit said so. We have the Two of Cups. And the thing about the Two of Cups, if you were to press this card and press them in half, they are going to match each other. I'm sure I could have explained that in a better way. They mimic each other, which means that they're in the same frequency. And that's kind of your search. Your search is, I need to find my people. And maybe now they're going to be new people. Or maybe they're going to be some people that you left behind a while ago because you weren't on their frequency. Right? And now you are. And then I expand and I have the Six of Pentacles. And this is such an energy of giving and receiving. And it's another frequency sort of energy. Like we have to be on that same wavelength and intuitively in this relationship to where when you see me struggling, it's not something I have to tell you. Then you can see it and you come help me, and vice versa. Right? That's being on the same frequency. When we utilize everyone's strengths and weaknesses together to make this solid foundation, right? When you have a tight rope, it's not just the rope, right? It's a combination of glue, thread, the twisting. It's a combination of those things that make one tight rope, right? And that's what you're looking for, is for those different elements, for those different strengths, and even for those different weaknesses. Because without the rope, the glue is nothing, right? So you're looking for those relationships to when we come together, what? Come for us if you want to. Okay. So now we are going to expand on your ego energy. Okay. So, some of us Geminis, we've obviously been waiting for something. There's something that's just kind of been at a stall. And I don't know if spiritually you've been feeling stalled, or if at work it's been feeling stalled, or this particular movement that you've been trying to get across has been stalled, but I feel like it's been moving a bit slower than you want. And I've been led to bring up this energy, and it says spring. So I'm feeling like by the time you see this fruition, by the time you see the actual, I just keep seeing these coins like overflowing a bucket, and wheat. Like I just keep seeing like this, whatever the, I feel like I want to say abundance, but I feel like that's not the right word. The overflowing of this new relationship. I'm going to get back to that so I just want to make sure that I'm being clear, because it's hard for me sometimes to interpret what I'm seeing in 2 words. But really, I feel like whatever these new partnerships are, whatever these new relationships are, whatever these new collaborations are, when you finally start, when those all start really pinging on the same frequency, when they start pinging on the same, like, I just keep seeing these pings in an engine, and they're all just kind of. So when you're finally there, whoo, Gemini, when you're finally there and you are full steam ahead, it's going to be that in the springtime. Okay, so expect it there, stay on track. And then for some of you, as far as a time limit, it's not just going to be happening in the spring, but for some of you, these new relationships and collaborations are in the feeling of spring, right? To where it feels new, it feels fresh, right? It feels like things are just starting to bloom, okay? Yeah, for some of you, things are just starting to bloom. All right, so let's finish expanding in your, well, we knew that was coming. We knew that was coming, didn't we? So I expanded on the Hanged Man, and we have that of the Ace of Swords, and then we have that of the Knight of Wands. So, like we said, we are in the newness, in the beginning stages of this new passionate thing that we're going towards, and you're definitely moving towards it. And you are getting so many ideas and downloads. Some of them are being given directly to you from your ancestors, right? And we've talked about that. We don't need to touch on it again. But all I'm saying is move forward with those ideas. Jot down everything. And I recommend this for the collective. Because so many of us are so much closer to spirit that I don't even think we realize it. So those dreams, don't discount them, write them down. Those things that just kind of feel out of the ordinary, like a feather in the middle of the grocery store, right? Those are not accidents. Those are spiritually led and guided specifically for you. So we are definitely moving forward towards something. And I expanded on that 5 of Wands, right? This tomfoolery, this nonsense. I know you see it. Why are you pretending like you don't, right? And this also lets me know that's exactly what's going on, because when we have the 2 of Pentacles, right? This is all about making a decision based on all the information that you have. It's not like the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords is being indecisive because you don't have all the facts. This is you having all the facts, and now you need to choose a side. Like we talked about this. Now you need to choose a side. And obviously the side you're going to choose is going to require that you're going to have to let something go. We knew that, Gemini. So I expanded on that Hermit energy, and we have that of the Strength, which is also Leo energy. Let's actually call off some of the energies I'm feeling here and seeing here. We have that of Libra. We have that of Virgo. And then we also have that of Leo. All of those energies are fantastic, right? You have that Virgo energy of organization, being organized and knowing the beauty of seeking perfection. And then we have the Empress, who represents that of Libra. It's not in Venus. And not only is it about beauty and love, but it's also about balancing the scales, right? And then this energy of strength, one that you already have, and it's internally inside of you that you are going to need to go on this journey. So it's almost like this sequence of events that has to happen. So we have to let go of something, figure this out alone, right? Know who we are and be okay with our authentic self, present our authentic self, so we can recognize and move toward those people, those things, our person who has the same frequency. And it's going to require that inner strength, right? Not that it's going to require that inner strength to know when to speak and know when to be quiet. It's going to require that inner strength to know when to move and when to sit, right? It's that strength of taming that energy of that lion who just wants to pounce, right? Taming that. And then when my other expansions that we have for you is that of the Seven of Pentacles, and this is all about reevaluating, right? I feel like we do need to reevaluate our finances in October. Okay, we talked about that. So not only do you need to hang on to them, but reevaluate, see where you can kind of cut some fat. I feel like that's going to be really important to you, because I do see some abundance coming, and I feel like that when this abundance come, whether it's financial or whether it's a deal, whatever the case is, I feel like that if you've already started a plan, right? And that's that Virgo energy that's helping us out here. When you start on a plan, by the time all of this starts to kick off, by the time all of this starts to overflow, by the time all of the pistons start moving, you'll already kind of be en route. You'll already kind of have movement, like a relay, right? If you've ever ran a relay, or if you've ever seen one, that person that you have to hand the baton off to, and they're just not standing there watching you, they already start running, right? So when they grab that baton, they are already in motion. So I feel like you need to already be in motion. And then I have that of the Queen of Cups. Again, we've talked about this, my Gemini. Let's really focus on that of love, right? And your love starts with your family. Family is going to be really important. I don't know why I didn't touch on this in the beginning, because we did have the family chakra, right? I was really just focusing on, okay, thank you. Spirit's like, because that's how we wanted it. we this was a sequence that we had to get to. But that family love, and I feel like, Gemini, I feel like that we need to talk to our mother. If your mother's not here in the present, then talk to her in spirit. She's listening, and you're going to get messages from her for sure. I really do feel like that mothery, grandmothery, or someone who was like a mother type figure to you. Doesn't even have to be a woman. It could be that energy of maternal, whatever maternal energy that surrounds you. Reach out to them. Okay. All right, so let's expand on your immediate present. It's really early in the morning here for me, Jim, so I'm just going to get a sip of my coffee. That was delicious. Yeah. Okay. Gemini. In your immediate present, we have your Four of Pentacles. I expanded on that. And we have that of the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So in your immediate present, I see you really graduating to this, you're graduating into like this leadership role, right? In this role to where people, they respect the things that you have to say. And really, I think it has a lot to do with because you've been thinking about a new way or a better way or the way to do it, to show it, to sell it, to bring it to, I feel like that your ideas have just been, now they're brilliant, really. I feel like that you've been thinking about it so long that now that you start to verbalize it and you start to find those people who are in the same frequency, right? You know how that is. When you're around people who don't think the same as you, like nothing is alive. But when you start finding those people who are in the same frequency as you, that idea that you took to those people who didn't give a damn, right? They put it in the trash. But the ones who are like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking that, they add something to it. And then they take it to the next person who's on the same frequency and the same thought process. They add something to it. And now it blows the heck up, right? Because it's that glue, the rope, the tightening, right? That makes it so strong. And that's what's happening for you in your immediate future. So, this 10 of Wands is that of all the things and all the ideas and all the people that you are going to be a part of. Right? And this is not a card of struggle. This is a card of, I got a lot to do. Right? I got a lot to do. I still got to push on and move forward. I manifested this stuff. You just don't manifest and then it ends there. Right? You don't manifest a new relationship and say, you know what, I'm going to stop trying. This is all I wanted. Thank you. No, you don't. You don't manifest that job and you stop working. You continue and you add and you manifest some more. I expanded on that 3 of Swords, and I have that of the 7 of Pentacles and that of the Queen of Wands. So I feel like some of you are going to be coupled up, or someone's going to come in your atmosphere that has that Queen of Wands energy, perhaps a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Or perhaps it's just going to be that charismatic energy. She's going to be... he or she can be really mysterious. I feel like they're gonna be a snappy dresser, whomever it is. I just see them like being a super snappy dresser. And I feel like that once you add them to your group, they just add a little, they add the marketing part. For lack of a better explanation, they kind of add the marketing part. They're almost like gonna be the face of this new relationship, this new endeavor, right? And Gemini, some of us are going to be signing contracts. So for those of us who are going to be moving into new places, maybe you're signing a new mortgage, perhaps you're signing a new lease, perhaps you're signing a new contract. But a lot of you are really going to be working and focusing on this next step, this next endeavor. Some of you are really working on, some of you are working with your politicians as well. I see that. What is that? What is that thing they call when you get a bunch of signatures to change something? I feel like some of you are going to be leading that too. I get it. So, gosh, I wish I knew the name of that. But I feel like you're kind of the middleman. You're kind of the one who starts the idea, and then this charismatic person, you're like, I want you to go get those signatures because you know how to make people sign, right? So it's almost like they're going to be one that's going to help to get all these signatures to help you in your community in regard to that. Now, let's expand on your Empress energy, and I have that of the 5 of Cups. And with this 5 of Cups, we need to revisit this energy because there is going to be some heartfelt disappointments that's going to happen. But know that what's behind you is going to be prosperous, right? Your loss is not forever. It's almost like a double-edged sword. Is for this loss we have a gain, right? And we have that of the King of Cups. We already have the Queen of Cups, right? So I do feel like that we are going to have some loving relationships and loving mentors that's really going to help you and encourage you and mentor you. And to end your reading with the Rider deck is the Wheel of Fortune. What can we say, my Gemini? You started with the Empress, you had all this gooey stuff in the middle, and then you end it with the Wheel of Fortune. So obviously the wheel is turning in your favor, my lucky Gemini. And the other and last card that I got from my Ancestry deck is that of the Moon. And if you read at the very bottom, it says, take note of intuitive messages. We've talked about that the entire reading, and I love that it ended that way. And like we were just saying, everything that's happening in your moon energy, those are conversations with spirit, right? And basically that translates into your intuition. That's what it is. They're little whispers from spirit. That's what intuition is, right? So just really pay attention to those. Now, to round off, because it looks like I know I'm just doing all the spiritual work, aren't I? To round off, you focusing on your base chakra and that color red. We also want to focus on clarity. Well, we couldn't have. I love when spirit just rounds it up, right? I feel like that you're just going to get a lot of clarity in October. I think that's obvious. You're going to get clarity on who those I don't want to say friends, because I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like what's important to you, Gemini, is that we're all on the same page, that we all resonate in the same frequency. So you're going to get clarity on who those people are, who those organizations are, and there's going to be a choice for you to make. You're going to choose a side. All right, so that is all I have, my Gemini. I absolutely adore you, and have a wonderful and beautiful October.